Hello everyone and welcome to the N.A.R.C.N Network and channel. I'm Dean, the host of the N.A.R.C.N Network and also the host of the Unmasking the Narcissist channel. Today I'm going to be presenting to you episode 172 on the N.A.R.C.N Network. And episode 172 is got a title of The Narcissist's New Supply is the Old Supply. So what we're going to be talking about in here is why the narcissist commonly returns to an old supply or an old romantic interest in lieu of investigating a new romantic interest. And this can happen for a great many different reasons. Excuse me. One of which is that the narcissists themselves may just have a newfound idea about that former supply that they were dealing with, because of some things that they see going on with that old supply. Of course, there are examples where a narcissist never does engage again in any particular way with an old supply. This is commonly because that old supply either poses a danger to that narcissist. The narcissist commonly doesn't see any perks that they can get out of that old supply. They become disinterested with them. The narcissist doesn't see anything useful that they can get from that old supply in any particular way. The old supply is difficult to deal with. The old supply is presenting with undesirable aspects that narcissist may want to deal with. There's a number of different reasons why a narcissist won't deal with an old person or an older person as a new supply. But there's also a number of instances where narcissists will deal with an old supply person as the new supply, because that person is presenting positive things to them that they can actually get out of there. And this can include attention, this can include physical attention, this can include something new going on with that old supply that the narcissist is currently interested in. But like one of the narcissists that I actually watch on the internet explained recently in a video that I saw them do, and this is a person that you can find readily on the internet. This person is a sufferer of narcissistic personality disorder themselves, and they have a channel where they explain the way their brains work and way things work with them on a day-to-day nature. Part of the study that I do on the N.A.R.C.N Network involves watching other narcissists on the internet who talk about their conditions, as well as studying psychological and scientific paperwork and stuff on narcissism as well too, which I try to keep as up to date on as I can. But this one particular narcissistic individual explained why he became interested again in a narcissistic appliance that he had a number of years back. Well, the reason he became reinterested in this person is that all the old ideas that this narcissist had about this individual, they had time to kind of just dissipate. And this narcissist was no longer thinking negatively about the experience that they had with them. He was starting to kind of see some elements that were good about the relationship that he had with this appliance. And he started to see a lot of positive reasons why he might want to become re-involved with this narcissist. She was treating him well. She was talking to him in a very good, positive way. And the way narcissistic minds work is, if they do not see any negative aspects going on with an old supply, or dangerous things going on with an old supply, or they can see beneficial things going on that they can get out of that old supply, they will re-engage with that new supply. And the way that it works, based on what this narcissistic person explains in his videos, is that they just all of a sudden fall in love with this ex-supply that they didn't want to engage with before. They can suddenly see new reasons why they would want to be involved with this person, because either positive things are happening, they're having positive exchanges, something this supply is presenting to them is making them become attached to that person again. And sometimes narcissists don't even quite understand exactly why this is happening. It just kind of happens. They lose all the negative things that have gone on, the memories of the negative things that have gone on with this old supply, and they start to become re-interested in this old supply as being their new or current supply, or one of their new or current supplies, and they re-engage with this person. And this happens quite often in narcissism, because as we know, narcissists only disengage with people permanently in certain circumstances. We've talked about what those circumstances are in other videos. You can look that up in some other N.A.R.C.N videos that I presented. Those examples of why that happens are there. But commonly, when they do disengage with somebody permanently, it's because of a serious reason. They can't see any use for that person. They can't get any attention out of them, or they can't get the right attention out of them. They see that there's no other benefits to get out of that person, and they may disengage with that person permanently. But commonly, if the narcissist sees positive reasons to stay engaged with an old supply, they will stay engaged with an old supply because they realize that they may have a use for that person, or that person may become useful to them at some future point. So they will stay re-engaged with that person, and sometimes even they will re-engage romantically with that person. It can also, of course, be in the instance of them re-engaging with a friend, but we're talking about the instance where they re-engage with a person romantically here, because they now see that person in a different light. That person is doing different things. They now see things that are drawing them back to that person. It's not always necessarily because they're being drawn back by negative things, because as we know, narcissists are incredibly jealous, and one of the things that can also draw them back to become involved with somebody else romantically again is the fear that they may lose that person to somebody else and not ever be able to engage with that individual in that way again. And this commonly triggers narcissists to go back and get their ex-appliances and to try to get in between something romantic that may be happening with somebody else. But apparently, according to narcissists that I've researched on the internet, this can also happen simply because they no longer see this person in a negative light. They see positive things that can be attained from this person, and they will start to re-engage with this person slowly. And sometimes even slowly what they do is they start to fall into narcissistic love with this person again, and they become re-involved romantically with this old supply, because now this old supply is now looked at as being a new supply, because there's just new shiny things going on with this person that the narcissist has become enthralled with or fallen in love with again within the confines of narcissistic love. And an old supply can now become the new supply, and this happens quite often. According to what I've researched over the past little while with narcissists. This can happen quite easily. It can happen rather slowly with them. Sometimes it can happen rather quickly if they see the positivity of engaging with somebody in some particular ways after a narcissistic event they've had with somebody where they've disengaged with that person and they've become an old supply. So why does the narcissist, or why does the old supply become the new supply? Well, these are the reasons why. Because the narcissist sees this individual as something that's new and refreshed, and they may see them as a new romantic candidate in their life. And if that narcissistic person that was abused is open to re-engaging with the narcissist, well, there you go. Then the narcissist has the old supply back as the new supply, and they're dealing with that person as the new supply. It can be like in a friendship way. It can be as an intimate partner primary source. It can be as an intimate partner secondary source if they're engaged with multiple other appliances that they have in their entourage, as we know narcissists do. There are many different reasons why they can become re-involved with an old supply. But this does happen readily quite often, and this is at times why we find an old supply for the narcissist suddenly being re-engaged by that narcissist as a new supply in their life. And this is just a topic I wanted to talk to you guys about in 172, and the fact that this does happen. This has happened to individuals on my N.A.R.C.N network as well too. There are a few people on there who have talked to me about this actually occurring with their narcissist, and sometimes they've even talked to me about whether or not they should go back with their narcissist, knowing full well that this person put them through a narcissistic event. And of course, though I don't ever like to tell anybody what to do when they're dealing with anybody in a relationship in this instance, my advice has always been, as a rule, to not re-engage with that narcissist in any way, unless that narcissist has sought psychological help for their condition. They are currently being treated or trying to go through therapy for their condition. They are trying to change their circumstance. They are trying to change their behavior in life with the people around them. If that narcissist is trying to reform themselves in some way to get away from that abuse that they put on people, then I may at times suggest to people who have brought this topic up to me that you can see what's going on with that narcissist and see if this change with them is actually of a genuine nature or it's actually of a bullshit nature. And, you know, if you go long enough with a narcissist that they want to try to get back in your life, if they're giving you the whole bullshit reasoning here, that bullshit reasoning won't last very long. And if you hold them at arm's length for a period of time, you will see whether or not their intentions with you are genuine or not. But as we know with narcissists, their intentions with you are very seldom actual of a genuine nature. Although I do have some narcissists on the N.A.R.C.N network right now who are currently trying to really reform themselves for real. And I do know people personally who are doing this right now for real. And those people who are doing this and trying to get away from narcissism and trying to get away from behaving like that with other people, I do commend them if they're trying to do this and if they are trying to change their lives for the better. And again, you have to judge every situation individually here. I cannot tell you what to do exactly here. I can just give you the advice I give you on the N.A.R.C.N network. And hopefully you take my advice and use it in some productive way for yourself that benefits you and keeps you safe from whatever it is you don't want to deal with in life here. Because as we know, having a narcissistic event with anybody can be really traumatic and really negative. And I wouldn't wish that on anybody, really. It's just the nature of me and how I am as a person. I don't like to see harm come to anybody for any reason, especially emotional harm or physical harm of that particular nature. It's just not the type of person that I am. I don't enjoy that. I don't enjoy friends around me or people that I know being harmed or taken advantage of in those particular ways. So this is just what I wanted to say to you in this particular episode of the N.A.R.C.N network. I hope you guys get something out of this episode like I do with all the other episodes that I do. I'm going to say to you guys, hope you guys have an awesome day. I'll catch you really soon with some upcoming episodes on the N.A.R.C.N network and on the Unmasking the Narcissist channel. Have a great day, guys.